Yeah, so the race was fantastic. It was quite a challenging race for a number of different reasons. Initially, the race was really hard because we had really strong conditions and we had to work pretty hard to make sure that the boat made it here to the finish line. It sort of weighs pretty heavily on us when we see that there are abandons and our other competitors can't make it here. So, I know the engagement that is required to get a boat to the start line, let alone to the finish line, and so I feel the loss very heavily for those that didn't make it here. And so initially the race was hard because we were in survival mode, and then the race was hard because there were lots of challenges when it came to routing and the strategy and also the tactics between us and the boats next to us. We were constantly presented by different routes about how to get here. You would think that you just go south and west a little bit and then you sort of end up in the right place. But in fact, there's a bewildering number of ways to get here. So we're happy with our choices because we sort of placed this race sort of within the ecosystem of all of the IMOCA races, particularly with the Vendée Globe just next year. And so it's an opportunity to put ourselves in Vendée Globe mode, in the trade winds, and imagine how it was going to be for me in 12 months and what we would change, what we would do differently. And we think that was a much better school to go towards the south than to go bash our brains out upwind again into the front. So no, very happy with our route. And happy for everything that we learned along the way. It was great. Fabio and I had a great time on board the boat, particularly given the fact that we had very, very little training before the start, so there were quite a few question marks as to how that was going to go. But I had faith in Fabio as a person and as a sailor, and all of that was validated. We had a great time together, and I think that he discovered the IMOCA in a good way. And we had a good race with Violette and Damien, who they had more time to train, and they have a boat that is the reference when it comes to the daggerboard boats. So we felt a little bit like we were a bit green in terms of some of the choices that we made on setting the boat up. But we've made lots of notes and we'll come back stronger next year. Fabio was nice enough to let me sleep a whole bunch in the last couple of days. So I'm feeling pretty fresh and I'm ready to go.